Everybody? How's it going? Austin Practal, Practal Performance, coming at you live. New hair. Who dis? It's me. Blue-haired Austin. Blue-haired Austin is like 90% more fun than green-haired Austin. So, anyways, today it's Monday. Happy Monday, folks. I hope you're having the best day of your lives. I hope that your week's off to a good start. Holidays are coming up, if you're in the U.S. anyways, for Thanksgiving. So, another holiday that's coming up too, that a lot of people put a lot of, value or have it as like I don't know, a point to change, a new chapter, New Year's. So, I'm going to be talking about that. Fun fact, over 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. I'm going to talk a little bit about why that is and why I hope that maybe this will help you prevent that from happening to yourself if you are thinking about doing a New Year's resolution for the new year. So I'm just going to talk about some things because, it happens. Like how many times, there's been a lot of times probably in your life that you said you're going to do something and it might have just happened to have been around New Year's, or it could have been a New Year's resolution. And then you didn't do it. And then you tried for a couple of weeks and then you quit. Things got busy, blah, 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 blah. And you're still where you were last year when it comes to your fitness or nutrition goals. Or maybe you're worse off than you were before. Or maybe you've been working on it and you're like, okay, I'm going to take it really seriously after New Year's. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about why that might be the case and how to prevent, hopefully, that happening. Or I'm going to at least explain a little bit why you have failed in the past, which if you know why you failed, then that'll help you it'll give you some direction in terms of how to not let it happen again. So why do people fail at their New Year's resolutions? A lot of it, in general, if you want me to just be like the too long didn't read version of it, is self-sabotage and lacking discipline. Honestly, that's what it all kind of comes down to. But if you're watching this right now and you're like, well, shit, I wanted some secret tips, Austin, on how to not fail this time or not quit this time or whatever it may be. Don't worry, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to break it down why the lack of discipline and why the self-sabotage actually happens. And it comes down to you're going from 0 to 100. One of the reasons is you're going from 0 to 100 and you're expecting yourself to be that's like going from never running, not running for the last 10 years and being like, all right, I'm going to go run 50 miles today. And then you're at a mile and a half in and you're like, shit, why did I quit? Because you went from 0 to 100. You didn't have any transitional time, you didn't have a transitional period where you let yourself get used to trying to work out again or trying to start eating healthier or whatever. You're just I'm going to do everything all at once and I'm going to be awesome at it. And if I'm not awesome at it, I'm going to quit. And that's what happens is we get discouraged because we don't like failing. Nobody likes to fail necessarily. Nobody likes losing or whatever you want to call it. And so because of that, whenever you try to do, you want to be really good at something. And then you're not, it's well, that sucks. And then it makes you not want to do it. And so you're trying to go from 0 to 100, you're trying to go from 0 to 100. And that might be one of the reasons why you're failing at your New Year's resolution. So one thing, I see a comment from Kevin. I really appreciate that comment. Set smaller goals. That way it's not just 0 to 100. That way it's 0 to 5 and then from 5 to 10 and then 10 to 15 and then 15 to 20 and so on and so forth. And that's how you slowly build up and transition from where you're at now to where you hope to be. That's one of the things. Another reason too is your goals aren't clear. You don't know what you actually want. You're just I just want to be healthy. Okay, well, what the fuck does healthy mean to you? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to build muscle? Do you want to look good in a bathing suit? Do you want to get better at cooking? Do you want to go on more hikes with your family? How many pounds do you want to lose? What do you picture yourself looking like whenever you get down to your goal weight? Or do you want to build muscle? What do you like picture yourself looking like whenever you're, jacked and like have a really like physique that you're proud of? Like these are things like, when do you want to reach it by? Is your goal realistic in the first place? Like these are the things that we need to think about before we set our goals. And that's why anytime anybody ever gets on, anytime I extend an offer to get on a call with somebody, to see if they're, a good fit for my program, I get really fucking clear on what their goals are. I want to know where you're coming from, what your expectations are, like if you're coming at it from the right angle, if you're going to be coachable on your actual goal, and if it's something that can be actually like achieved in that period of time. And I want to know what it is. I want to know why you want to reach your goal, because those things are important. Because down the line, after you get out of your honeymoon period of like, yeah, I'm going to be healthy, I'm going to get in shape, after a week or two of like feeling that like, that burst of motivation that you got going on, and it's time to like start like forming discipline, and you're out of your honeymoon period, just like with a relationship or something like that happens for your fitness goals too. You have to know why you're doing this and what you actually want to achieve, because otherwise you're just like flat. You're like, I just kind of want to be healthier, and you're not going to actually have something to strive towards. It's going to be really hard to see progress on a goal that you don't even know what progress looks like for, right? So that's the other thing. Getting clear on your goals. I make sure that like when I'm working with my clients, like I want them to paint me a fucking picture. I want them to tell me what they hope to achieve, because that's important. I want them to, remember their why, like why they're doing this in the first place. If it's coming from like, and there's a lot of different valid whys. Everybody has different whys, but it has to be like something that you actually care about and that you're going to make a priority and make time for, because otherwise you're not going to do it, right? So that's the other thing. The other thing, and I kind of touched on this a little bit, they fail because they get discouraged. They fail because they have unrealistic expectations of what they can actually fucking achieve, right? You want to start your New Year's goal and you're like, all right, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in a month. That's my goal. Or I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 1 month. That's my goal. And guess what? Whenever they work out for 1 week and they haven't lost weight, because either they don't know what they're doing properly or they're not following a good plan, or maybe they are and they see that they lost 1 pound, which is good. That's great progress for 1 week. But it's not this like explosive, like, I lost 10 pounds after working out for a week. When they don't see that, you get discouraged because you have unrealistic expectations of what to expect from your freaking goals and what you actually want to achieve. Because a lot of people are really used to watching and seeing like commercials, unrealistic like fad diets of people like crazy transformations, like shit like that. That's not like actually sustainable or not even like real in the first place. People have unrealistic expectations. Honestly, like probably over 50% of the people that I work with, whenever they come into my program, there's always this like period of time where it's like, okay, like I know what you think is like sustainable and good progress, but this is what it actually is, and I don't want you to get fucking disappointed because you only lost half a pound or only lost 1 pound or only lost 2 pounds, because that is good. That is fucking amazing progress. That is amazing progress. Okay. That is really good progress for a sustainable lifestyle approach to weight loss or weight gain. And so whenever people come into like a program that's actually going to work for them, like what I do, they get discouraged or they get disappointed when they're like, I only lost like an amazing amount of weight. Dang it, it wasn't this unrealistic expectation that I was hoping to achieve, right? And so like being like realistic about your goals is really important. You're not going to go from like feeling like shit and feeling like you look like shit and like blah 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 blah, whatever your pain point or problem is right now that you're wanting to work on. You're not going to go from that to looking like a fucking supermodel or a like bodybuilder or whatever after a couple of weeks. You're not going to. Like, you're just not. Like, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, but that's not going to fucking happen. And you need to be realistic about that. And you need to be realistic, because if you're realistic and you're mindful and you know what to expect, you're not going to get your like mindset and your momentum all thrown off whenever you're disappointed because you won't be disappointed by what you see on the scale because you're prepared for it, because you know what's realistic or not. So that's the other thing. Have realistic expectations. Have realistic expectations. And try not to get discouraged. And try not to be in such a black and white mindset of thinking, or failure or success, because it's like a spectrum. It's a transitional like thing. Like you can have a bad day or mess up a little bit and not be considered a failure. Like a lot of people are like, well, I messed up today. Guess I screwed it all up and now I'm just going to go eat whatever I want and quit, you know? And a lot of that stems from having discipline and working on these skill sets and these mindsets that, you know, encourage you to build up these good habits, and that will, you know, help support you in your, you know, your pursuit of these goals. And that takes time. That's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. It might happen in a couple of weeks of you doing it and trying to do it. But it's one of those things where it's like having that, like those realistic expectations is really important, and having that, like not being in a I failed or I succeeded mindset, like a progress, not perfection mindset is what you kind of want to strive towards. And then the other thing too is just like, honestly, like you might not be ready yet. You might not have wanted to do it in the first place. You might just be doing it because your friends convinced you to do it. You might just be doing it because you're trying to be a supportive partner, but you really don't want to fucking do it. You don't really care about it. Like you don't want to, but you're there for your partner. And because of that, you don't want it. You don't want it bad enough. And it's not a priority to you. And that's okay too. Like, you know, as long as you're honest with yourself about it and you're not complaining about not being where you want to be, and like you're, you know, yeah, you're not complaining about not being where you want to be and not having like, you know, not making it a priority. That's fine if like you're honest with yourself about it, and like that's totally fine. But some people just aren't ready, you know. And a lot of times, honestly, and a lot of people, they try to lose weight or they do a weight loss thing. And I've had this conversation with a lot of my clients, like they come to my program and they're like, it's just different this time, you know. And some of that, you know, I feel like some of that has to do with me a little bit, but the other part of it too is the times that they tried in the past, they didn't want it bad enough. It just wasn't a priority to them during those time periods. And now it is. And sometimes you have to fail, you know, a couple of times even before you actually, you know, find that it's a priority to you at that time, and actually make it a priority. You might have to fail a couple of times. And some people do. Some people have tried losing weight 10 fucking times and it didn't work for them. But the 11th time that they tried, it stuck because they wanted it bad enough that time and they made it a priority and they found what worked for them. So, you know, that's the other thing too. It might just not be your time, and that's okay. And as long, and you know, but you won't know unless you try, right? Or it might just not be, you know, you might not have wanted to do it in the first place, and that's okay too. And in that instance, it's like, you know, that's not a big deal then if you just didn't want it. So, but be nice to yourself, be compassionate to yourself, and you know, these are the main reasons why most people fail at their New Year's resolutions when it pertains to fitness and nutrition, and probably most other goals too. There's a lot of parallels between fitness and nutrition and business and just general happiness. So that's my life for today. I hope that this was helpful. I hope this kind of explains a little bit why so many people fail when it comes to New Year's resolutions and why you might have failed the last time you tried. But hey, now that you have this information and now that you're aware of the reasoning behind why you might have failed, maybe this time's going to be different. I hope it's different for you. I want it to be different for you. I want you to succeed. I want you to reach your goals. If you know, you need any help with that, let me know. I'd be happy to, you know, try and figure something out. But that being said, that's my life for today. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you have the best Monday of your lives. If you're watching this at a later time, hit me with that hashtag replay. Let me know that you saw it. Let me know your number one takeaway in the comments down below. Give this video a like if you got value. Subscribe, because I guess that's a thing on Facebook. I don't know. Nobody's told me that they actually did it or not yet, but I saw that it was a thing. And yeah, I'll just talk to you guys later. And if you got value from this, if you think somebody else is going to get value from this and it might help them, you know, this time around with their New Year's resolution, tag them in this video, share it with them. You know, you might help somebody out. You might help somebody realize the reason why it didn't happen last time, and maybe they'll fix it this time. So hope you guys have a great Monday, and I'll talk to you later.